Hello everyone, welcome in tutorial number 14, a course on VBA Excel programming. Today we'll be talking about for loop examples. In the last tutorial we talked about for loop and how to execute the loop. So today, continuing the same process, we'll apply for loop to transform the data. Let's do a couple of examples to understand how for loop works and how can we apply in the Excel. But yes, just recap. We talked about for next loop. For I is equals to 1 to 10, and there will be some message box, input box, or some calculation, and then next I. So I equals to 1 to 10 means it will start from 1, and every time when we say next I, the value will change from 1 to 2, 3, 4. By default the increment is 1, but if you want to increment, say by default 2, 3, 4, 5, so we use step 2, which means 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, like this. Fine. So this was the loop we talked about, and yes, we talked about some of the loop counter variable, that I value. Okay, it can be used as a counter. It can be used where to print, what to print, to read the data or to write the data, why we are using it, and direction of reading and direction of writing. This is more important. What does this mean is, direction of reading means whether we are reading the data in, say, horizontal direction or in the vertical direction. So this is very important, whether it is incremental or decremental, the data. We want to, how we want to read the data, from top to bottom or bottom to top, from left to right or right to left. So these are the very important parameters that will be used. So let's start with some examples to try to work out to how to transform data, how to read data, how to write data with the help of for statement. Fine. So let's start with question number 1. Ask user to input data and write in the sheet. So what I want is, I want an input box from the user and say ask them to input some data, and when they input the data it should go into sheet. Fine. But when they put into sheet, how many times the data has to be entered, with this will be calculated with the help of loop. Say we want to enter 3 times or 4 times, so we'll use the same process with the help of loop. So let's start our Excel. Say there are two things. First is name and second can be location. So I will ask user to enter your name and location. Fine. It will be displayed automatically in this cell. Then it should be, next data should come over here. Next data should come over here. So this is the purpose of writing a program. And with this program, we'll be able to write, we'll be able to learn how to write the data with the help of loop. Fine. We want to learn how to write the data in this. So in this, writing direction will be from top to bottom. Fine. We'll move in this direction. It can be also like this: name, location. Then name will come from left to right and location will again come from left to right. So right now we'll do from top to bottom, and our data is in A1 is the column header and B1 is a column header. Fine. So now we need to write a program in such a way to ask a user to take the input. You all know how to take the input with the help of input box. Look, I am using input box again to recall you how to use input box, because it is an incremental exercise. What we have done in the past will always be used in future. Fine. So let's start our program. Let's write something. Developer, Visual Basic. You all know shortcut is Alt F11. Now you say insert module. Fine. So this is our program ready. So now what we need to do is, we have to make a data entry form. Fine. Sub sub data underscore entry. This is my form. So now we need to have name and location. So let's define two variables: dim name underscore, or I can take nm also. Dim nm as string. Data type is string. Fine. And dim loc as string. Fine. This has been done. So now what we need to do is, we need to take input values. Okay. And we'll also have a counter. So dim I as integer. Fine. What happened? Fine. This has been done. So when we have made this program, now what we need to do is we need to take input values. So we know nm is equals to input box bracket open and enter your name and location. LOC is equals to input box enter your location. This is called the prompt, and we are giving the prompt. I forget to print this bracket. Okay. So this has been done. So when I run this program, user will ask you nm input box. Fine. Now we have to write these values. So now when we write, by default the logic is we say range a1 dot offset 1 comma 0 dot value is equals to nm. Always remember, right side goes into left side. This is right side, this will go into left side. Fine. Same way we'll write range b1 dot offset 1 comma 0 dot value is equals to LOC. Fine. So this has been done for A2. So but look, what we need to do is we need to run this program 3 times. Fine. So now what I say is I use a loop for I is equals to 1, 2, 3. So now because I have used 3 times, it will ask 3 times input box and it will write 3 times. But it will write only at always at A1. So it will be overwritten because the cell is, so we need to change the cell also. I'll change this time. Next, I. So look, now I want first offset 1 comma 0, then 2 comma 0, then 3 comma 0. So instead of 1, I write I comma 0. And here also I write I comma 0. Fine. So we have everything ready. Our program is ready. Now let's run this program. Where is my answer? So what we have done for I equals to 1 to 3, nm is equals to input box, location, a1 dot this, b1 offset, location. Fine. So this is a simple code. So this will run 3 times. Look, we can do also 10 times, 20 times. And another thing is we can ask the user how many times you want to enter data, and then that variable will come 1 to n, like this also. I will show you later on. But let's start. Let's run this program. Run. It is asking you enter your name. So I enter SAURAB as Saurabh. I say OK. Now it has not written it because we have in the code first asked name, then asked location, then have written it. If we have first written it, it had already gone. Look, it is about steps. Reading, writing. This can be one, like reading name, reading location, writing location. But right now what I'm doing, reading location, reading name, reading location, then writing. Now after C, I say I am from Jaipur. I press OK. Look, your data comes. Saurabh and Jaipur. Enter your name. Now it is saying enter your name. Actually, it should ask you enter your second name because I don't know. I may get confused. So this is our prompt. Computer is a brainless machine. So we can change this also. I'll show you later on. So enter your name. Say I say Rahul or I say Sachin. Okay. And Sachin is also from Jaipur. I say okay. So look, data has entered. Now third value. Third value can be Arpana. Okay. Location. Say Jaipur. Once again. Okay. So look, the code has been run, and because it has come into our screen, but if we move into Excel, look, all the 3 data has been written up. Fine. So this is the way to write. Now what I want to write is in the same code that enter name 1. What I want to do is enter name 1. So how will I write? Let me tell you. we need to do is enter your name. Now I can say ampersand and I. So what will happen? Name 1, name 2, name 3 will come. You can write one extra space also. Name 1, name 2, name 3. You can do same here also. Location, ampersand, I. Don't put I inside because whatever is inverted comma, it is printed as it is. And variables are always output like this. Fine. So this is the way to write the data. Fine. So now if you want to do it, no, what I want is, I want to user how many data you want to enter. So you can do one more thing. Dim n as integer. Now you can ask n is equals to input box, how many data you want to enter. Fine. Now if in n user asks 10, so it will be for I equals to 1 to n. So now this way what we have done is, with this simple code we have changed the code. Now if we run this program, say run, it is asking you how many data you want to enter. Remember, it will not be deleted automatically. If you say 2 times only, so third data will remain. So we have to delete it out because computer is a brainless machine. It will not do any work automatically. We have to write the code to execute it. Fine. So say how many data you want to enter. This time say I say 4. Okay. So now it says enter your name 1. This time I say Sachin. Okay. Location I say India. Okay. Now I say enter name 2. Look, 2 has come. Saurabh. Okay. Location is Bharat. Okay. Now I say Manvi. Location is USA. Okay. See. Now this is fourth one. Now I say Navika. Okay. Now I say location is Canada. Okay. So now if I go to sheet now, we have these 4 data entered into system. Fine. So this was easy. So with the help of this, what we have done is we ask user, give the input how many times you want to enter data. When it says use like this, okay. Now this program has been done. Now what I want from you is, make sure to do it with your hands or download this code and type it again with your hand, because typing is more important. Then only you will learn the concepts. Fine. So this has been done. So what we have done is, ask user to input data and write in sheet. This has been done by us, right? And now look, there is a one thing that we are always starting from A to cell. It might be later on that there are 10 data and you want to put into 11th data. We will learn later on this thing. In this we'll use AND property. With the help of, we'll first evaluate which is the last data entry and then we'll put into this another cell. So that will be done later on. But yes, ask user to input data and write in sheet. This has been done. I found a few furniture shops near you. Now read the data from Excel and show to user. This is something we need to do. Read the data from the Excel and show to user. Now we'll write the reverse program. What was that? We have the data in the Excel. Now we want to read it. Fine. Let's make a program. Let's copy this program. Let's copy this program, and instead of sub data entry, I'll say data reading. Fine. Data reading. Now look, you have this, you don't want to know input box, I will delete this. Say I know that the data is from 1 to 4. So let's do 1 to 4. Now I don't need nm is equals to input box. What I need is data. So look, what I need to do is, this is the same value, range A1 dot offset. This is was reading data. This was writing. I need to reverse this code. Let me delete this. So now what I want to do is nm is equals to range A1 dot offset I comma 0 dot value. So now I'm reading from A2 cell when I is equals to 1. And same I'm doing it location. So you need to understand the difference between reading and writing. Now we have reading the data in this variable nm, range a1 dot offset I comma 0. When I is equals to 1, it will be a2 dot value. When I equals to 2, this will be a3 dot value. Fine. So this has been done. Now I need to have a message box. Instead of input box, I write a message box. Message box. So look, we have learned input box. Now I'm making you revise how to write message box. Message box nm ampersand vb tab loc. Fine. So I have to write ampersand in between. Fine. So this has been done. So this is the code which will read the data. Let's try to run this code. Message box will run how many times? 1 to 4 times because it is in the loop. If you put outside loop, it may give wrong values. Fine. Okay. Let's run. Sachin India. Okay. Saurabh Bharat. Okay. Manvi USA. Okay. Navika Canada. Okay. So look, this is done. Now we have learned how to read data. So reading was from top to bottom. Reading was from top to bottom. So now if you want to change the reading direction, you want to read last one first. So bottom to top, how can you do? Very simple. Change your loop. For I equals to 4 to 1. And write step minus 1. So now what will happen? First it will go to A1 dot offset 4 comma 0. Then it will go to A1 dot offset 3 comma 0, 2 comma 0 reverse. So now let's run this program. This is a very important concept. What we have done is now we are reading from bottom to top. Let's run. So I got Navika.Canada. Now I will get Manvi.USA. Manvi USA. Now I got Saurabh Bharat. So we have done reversing. Fine. Okay. Now one more thing. What we have done is we have done reverse. Now suppose you want to do alternate things. Right? What you want to do is you want to read first data, then third data, then fifth data like this. Okay. So what you can do is from 1 to 4 and I say step 2. So it will be offset 1 comma 0, then offset 3 comma 0, 5 comma 0 that does not exist. So it will show alternate data now. Let's see. Try to understand what will do. Offset 1 to 4 step 2 run. You have Sachin India. Now it should come Saurabh Bharat or it will come Manvi USA. It will come Manvi USA. Manvi USA. Okay. So we have read alternate rows. Magic. You are getting now. With the simple step 2, we have logically done this thing also. Fine. This was easy. Hope you are able to understand. Look, now it's about using logics. So now, first of all, you need to learn how to use the code, syntax of the code. You know for next. Now it's about logic. There can be you are reading hundreds of data and you want to identify only one data. You don't want to show everything on message box. You want to show to Saurabh. So you want to say the location of Saurabh. So you can apply if nm is equal to Saurabh, then message box location. This can be done like this also. Fine. So there are many things which can be done. We can use query to get the data. It is all about applying where we need the programming. So it comes like this. Okay. So this we have done. Now read data from the Excel and show to user. Now we need to transform data from one way to another. This is very important exercise. This comes very often in KPOs, BPOs, where we have data in such format and we have to reverse that data. We keep doing it manually. So this can be done smartly with the help of loops. I'll show you a couple of examples. Then we'll try to understand what we can do is. What I'll do is I'll save this file, save as. Yes, you have to know one thing. Tutorial 14 examples. Part 1. And always save in macro enable workbook. If you will not save in macro enable workbook, your code will not be saved. Fine. Save. So this has been saved. Fine. This has been done. Now I will close this file. Now I'll open Excel again. Remember, you can download these files from bi-analytics.org, the website. Fine. You need to make sure you sign up on the website. It's free registration, and join the Excel club, this VBA club. So once you join, you will be able to download this. Okay. So look, this is the data, year and sales. This is now which direction? This is a vertical direction, top to bottom. Fine. So this is the data. Now I want to put this data in this format. Or you can say it's very easy, transpose it out. Right now it is transposing, but there may be reverse. There may be many cases. So we need to learn how to use without transformation. Okay. So we have this data. Let me delete this row. Year sales 2001. This is my sales data. Now I want to put this data in this format. Fine. And sales also like this. This has to be done. Okay. So let's do it. So my objective is to write years and sales. So now we need to understand some concepts. What are these concepts? First of all is we need to know the reading direction. So reading direction is this one, which means A1 dot offset I comma 0. Fine. It is very easy. Writing direction. When you read, writing direction will be in this. So this will be 0 comma I, because this is now column offset instead of row offset. This were we were doing the row offset. Now this is we are moving into column offset. You need to understand what is row offset and column offset, because we have already done in the chapters. If you are starting in between, you have to read all the topics. It is important. Look, it is like when we teach a student A for apple. It is very important. Then only he can write the spelling of aeroplane, alligator. So please make sure you watch all the videos step by step. Do in a quick shot, no problems, but do it. Fine. Okay. So let's write this program. I know my starting point is A1, B1, and this is F1, and this is F2. Okay. So let's write a code. Developers, Visual Basic, insert, module. Fine. So now we have to transform data. Sub, transform, data 1. So this is my program. Now we have two variables. First is year and sales. Fine. We will not we are assuming that headers are already there. We are just playing with the data. Okay. So first dim year as integer, then sales as, now it may go beyond 32,000 also, integer. So you can take long. Fine. This has been done. Now I need to read the data. Okay. You need to know how many data we need to read. 20 right now. We know that is from 2001 to 2020. So for dim is integer, this is my counter. Fine. Now I say for I is equals to 1 to 20, because we have to read the data 20 times and we have to write the data 20 times. Fine. Next I. This has been done. Now we have to read. Reading is what? We have to read in the variable. So I say year is equals to range A1 dot offset I comma 0 dot value. Fine. This will be done like this. Same way we'll write for sales. Okay, what you can do is you can always try first whether you are working or not. Sales is equals to, it will be the same code. Instead of range A1, it will be range B1. Instead of A1, it will be B1. Fine. So we have read it. Now we have to write. So writing is what? Range. It was, let me check in Excel. It has to be come from F1 and F2. Fine. Range F1 dot offset. Now this will be what? 0, I dot value is equals to year. Now if you do mistake, instead of writing, if you write sales, it will write sales. So we need to check what we are writing. Same code. Control C. And now this will be F2 is equals to sales. So this is a very simple code we have written. And now if you run this program, see the magic. So I'll run the program here. Macros. Let's run and see the magic. It will work or not. Ready? Run. Look, this has been done in flash of seconds. You have write data. These were 20 years. There may be 1,000 years, 10,000 years, no problems. You can do it flash of seconds. Okay. Now there's one more thing. What I want to do is, whenever this is, I want to do something like, if the data is greater than, less than, what I can do is say, there's a magic that I want to do is 27,000, 34,000, 6,000, 1,000. So if the data is less than 1,000, if the sales value is less than 1,000, mark it red. Fine. What I want to do is, if the data is less than 1,000, mark it red also. This I want to do. So how we will do it? We want to mark it red if the data is less than 1,000. Let's do this also. So when I was writing this code, I have this data, same way. I just have to write the code. If sales is less than 1,000, data already is written. We just need to change the font. If sales is less than 1,000, then this range where we are writing the sales, Control C. Here we are writing the sales dot font dot color is equals to VB red. Fine. This has been done. Nothing else. If and end if. We have done this. Now if we run this program, now you see the magic. What will happen? Macros, run. So it has told you that this is the data which is less than 1,000. This one. So look how smartly it is done. It's done the conditional formatting for us. If I have done from less than 5,000, there may be various data. Let's do it again. So if I want to write less than 5,000, it's very simple code. I'll write less than 5,000. Let's run this again. Macros, run. So now all which are less than 5,000 has come into the picture. So this is the way you can manipulate your data. You can do so many things with the help of simple loops. We have done an awesome job. This might, when we are doing it in a human entry, there may be errors. We may forget one number, but computer is a brainless machine and it will never miss it out. Okay. So this was one thing we have done. Now there can be many exercises which can be done. See, this is the exercise column. I want you all to do this. This data we have done in this format. Fine. 2001, 2002. What I want to is to do it reverse. 2020, 2019. Yani 2020 will come first, 2019 will come first. How can we do this data transformation? Secondly, I want you to do 2001 year, 2020 in reverse direction like this. So this was from top to bottom. So now what we need to do is try to understand that reading is from top to bottom, then writing will be from bottom to top. Direction will be like this. So reading and writing codes will change. You have to make some logics to do it. I don't know how to do it, but there is plus minus to be done. This will help you. Fine. Or you can say read from bottom and write from top. This can be also like this. Means read from 2020 first and write it first. So writing is from top to bottom, but reading is from bottom to top. So you have to make a logic how you can do it. And in this, it is from reading bottom to top, writing left to right. Writing is left to right. So this way you have to do. Another exercise is 2005, 10, 15, 20. So only you need to write 2005 years which are divisible by 5. I have told you mod statement if you remember. So I want you to write the data 5, 10, 15, 20 only from this. Fine. So this is the exercise, you all have to do it. And I want you to write in the comment, I have done the exercise. If you will not do exercise, you will be in troubles because the programming is all about using logics and applying logics. So I'm sure you will learn it out and you will do this 4 exercise. If you can do this 4 exercise, I'm tell you, you will be able to manipulate few things fantastically. Look, you might not be able to use offset or something like this. There may be an issue that you are able to write top to right, but you're not able to. So you may use another variable, or you can say something like, okay, there are 20 datas. So if first is first number, so last will be 20. If first is second number, last will be 19. There's some logic to be built. I don't know what will be the logic, but yes, you have to build. So you have to use that logic. You have to use your mathematical calculations. Okay, how much offset we need to do for this? So make a table. Okay, say for first top, I need an offset like this, and for writing, I need this much of offset. For writing, I need offset like this. Then make a formula. Getting my point? You have to make a reading table, make a table with 2 columns, reading and writing. In reading, write what we say, the offset required, and writing you require offsets. And based on that, you apply a logic, what can be done. Okay. So this was transforming data from one way to another. Hope you are enjoying the tutorials. Look, uh, subject title may be a different one, for loop example, but we are learning some very important concepts. So I have a special request. If you are following me from the tutorials, it would be very great if you can write in the comment, I learned this thing at this minute in this video in the comments. So this will give other users experience what we are learning. My objective is, because I don't know what video I'm making, because I'm recording it live for you guys. So it is all whatever comes in my mind, I'm doing it. But programming works with logical ways. So my objective now is to make you start thinking how logic works. We'll have another topic coming up now that will be based on the for next loop again. Then we'll talk about running totals. How can we do totals and how can you sum using this loops? So be ready. Next will be more logical approach, how we can apply logics to our VBA code. Thank you very much.